Most people think discipline is loud. They imagine alarms screaming at 4 a.m., cold showers, motivational quotes taped to mirrors, aggressive energy, forced hype. But the scariest level of discipline? You almost never notice it. Because it's quiet. No announcements. No speeches. No dramatic transformation montages. Just someone who does what they said they would do, every day, without negotiating with themselves. And that's what makes it unsettling. There's a certain calm about people like this. They don't rush. They don't panic. They don't over-explain. They move with a kind of certainty that makes others uncomfortable. Because while most people are asking themselves, "Do I feel like it today?" this person already moved on. Psychologically, this level of discipline isn't driven by motivation. Motivation is emotional, unstable, temporary. This discipline is driven by identity. They don't wake up and decide whether to act. They already decided who they are. And once something becomes part of identity, the brain stops debating it. You don't argue with gravity. You don't negotiate with breathing. And they don't negotiate with their standards. Most people experience internal friction. I should work out, but I'm tired. I should focus, but I'm distracted. I should start, but I don't feel ready. This person doesn't eliminate difficulty. They eliminate indecision. And that's terrifyingly efficient. What most people don't realize is how rare this is. Because the human brain is designed to conserve energy, not chase growth. Discipline requires overriding instinct. It means choosing discomfort now instead of comfort now. It means delaying relief. And the brain hates delayed relief. Which is why most people fall apart when no one is watching. But this person? They show up when it's boring. They show up when progress is invisible. They show up when enthusiasm is gone. Not because they're superhuman, but because they train themselves to tolerate monotony. Psychologists call this distress tolerance. The ability to stay steady in discomfort without needing escape. And it's one of the strongest predictors of long-term success. Here's what makes it uncomfortable to witness. They don't complain. They don't talk about how hard it is. They don't post updates. They don't seek validation. They just keep moving, silently stacking days. This kind of discipline often comes from pain. Not the dramatic kind, the quiet kind. Chaos. Inconsistency. Watching life slip because no one was in control. At some point, something clicks. And the thought becomes, never again. Never again relying on mood. Never again waiting to feel ready. Never again letting emotions run the system. So they build structure, and structure becomes safety. What most people call rigid, psychology often calls self-regulation. Rules that protect energy. Boundaries that protect focus. Systems that protect progress. This person doesn't ask, "Do I feel disciplined today?" They ask, "What's next?" Another scary part? They don't chase outcomes. They don't obsess over results. They trust process. They understand something most people don't. Results lag behind behavior. So while others quit because they see nothing happening, this person knows the shift is already underway internally. Neural pathways strengthening. Identity solidifying. Momentum building quietly beneath the surface. And when results finally appear, it looks sudden. People say, "You're lucky. You changed so fast. Must be talent." But luck doesn't wake up on schedule. Luck doesn't repeat boring actions for years. This wasn't sudden. You just weren't watching. This level of discipline also means saying no a lot. No to impulses. No to distractions. No to comfort disguised as pleasure. It means missing out. It means disappointing people. It means being misunderstood and being okay with it. Because self-respect became more important than approval. Most people want discipline to improve their life. This person uses discipline to govern their life. That's the difference. They don't need accountability partners. They don't need pressure. They became the system. But here's the part no one romanticizes. This discipline can be lonely. When you stop negotiating with yourself, you also stop relating to people who constantly do. Your pace changes. Your tolerance for excuses disappears. And, sometimes, you outgrow environments that can't keep up. Yet this person doesn't look back. Because they remember exactly what life felt like before structure. Scattered. Reactive. Unstable. and they refuse to return. The scariest thing about this level of discipline? It exposes a truth most people avoid. That consistency matters more than intensity. That identity matters more than inspiration. That discipline isn't something you find. It's something you decide. If you ever meet someone like this, pay attention. Not to their words, but to what they do when it's inconvenient. When it's boring. When no one is watching. That's where the real discipline lives. And the real question isn't, can you become like them? It's this. What would happen if you stopped waiting to feel ready and decided who you are? Because the scariest level of discipline isn't extreme. It's quiet. It's consistent. And it was always available to you.